What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the DST show. Currently, I'm trying to binge over on NXT Homecoming. I heard DIY was making a debut. I think Seth freaking Rollins is supposed to make a return. Trick Williams, I think I missed his return. I think he's still the TNA World Champion. This weekend, we have a lot on the plate. We have All Out. That's this weekend around September 20th. This Saturday. Mark your calendars. And we have, of course, WrestlePalooza, inspired by the original ECW title name from like 20 plus years ago. We have the NXT Homecoming, so if y'all are wrestling fans, supposedly speaking, you guys should be very excited for what's going on. I'll try to put over the invite later on, but welcome to the chat. Welcome to the video. Welcome to the stream. How are you guys doing today? Also, I think we already know the news. Andrade Cien Almas from formerly of AEW, former NXT champion, multi-time United States champion, has been released from the WWE. And Tyler Breeze is matching up against Ethan Page, that I think is still he's still the North American champion, I think, or the Canadian champion. Yeah, Tyler Breeze just making his honorary returns back to NXT due to employment reasons. Nah. But okay, Ethan Page has been doing exceptional over his time. To be fair, Ethan Page, if you guys don't remember, he used to be part of a tag team with Josh Alexander. Damn. Ethan Page is booked like a top mid-carder on NXT, while like Josh Alexander, longest reigning TNA World Champion, by the way. Guy is a mid-carder, bro. But back over to Andrade. And this is the second time he's been released. I think back in the clean sweeping back of, would I say 2020? When we saw like a plethora around the several departures that were expected to come over to AEW. Andrade, not even the excuses over the political part of his relationship with Charlotte Flair, because they've since been divorced. So that's crazy. And that's also involving the Matt Riddle controversies. Well, not really. They don't co-align, but like you're seeing a lot of former WWE superstars push over controversy with their departures and how their aftermath always be ending off. Well, it's like self-inflicted or not. And then later on, it becomes racial. Can't really change perspective. You can't change it. You could just observe. Oh, Page with a power bomb. Oh, going for the Razor's Ego's Edge. Inzaguri, straight from Tyler Breeze. It's nice to see him back. Makes me feel like it was only 10 years ago that Tyler Breeze was called up to the main roster. And what was his first feud? I think it was with Dolph Ziggler back in Survivor Series. And then he was like an afterthought around like 2016. And then the Fashion Police was probably his best gimmick with Fandango, when he was just around catering and they made the gimmick get over. Inzaguri! Pop up Inzaguri for the cover. Shoulders down, no good. Straight side kick into a one-legged face breaker, a stunner straight from Ethan Page, Ego's Edge. Right on Tyler Breeze for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Mamma mia! Adios mio! Oh my god, if you guys remember Marinallo, bro. I'm gonna send the link. Anybody watching around YouTube, because I don't trust any audience. No disrespect to any audience on other streaming platforms yet, because I haven't built one. So I don't want guys to flash the screen. Yeah, I wanted further context over Andrade, because it wasn't like only 2024 he came back. Early 2024, like around the Rumble, he returned. He was getting matchups after matchups to nothing burgers with Carmelo Hayes to possibly be departing over the company because of his lack of insight. And Andrade, like, it sucks that you get the intangibles to like be an exceptional wrestler, but when they're gonna ask you to do something else that's gonna like Americanize your gimmick to get over with the crowd and you just can't capitalize off it. I'm not saying that Triple H is uh not in the wrong for most of his booking philosophies, but sometimes it's a double-edged sword. Sometimes wrestlers don't really capitalize on the way they take over because they forget they're a performer before they're a wrestler at the end of the day. That's why the context is always construed whenever you hear a fan trying to really, deflect on what sports entertainment is, because that's practically what pro wrestling has always been since the Carney era. Oh, super kick out of nowhere! Tyler Breeze near fall. We got the go home Dynamite after this, and we got the go home Friday Night SmackDown. Sadly, folks, I would have been off today if it wasn't for with a nagging neck problem that's been bothering me. I can't lift anything without me being in pain. Look at the intensity from the fans. Are they still in the 2300 arena like how AW been in the past couple weeks, where they actually can go without tarps? No offense. Ethan Page go for the twist of fate. Back body suplex. Pushed around. Countered with a stomp to the face. Oh, and a stomp. And a strike over with a boot right to stun Tyler Breeze. Going high risk. Oh my god. He's going to do the indie-rific pullover from the top rope. And then hits him with the Tyler, with his patented. Oh. I forgot what he calls his finisher. His spinning heel kick that he always does. That nearly got the 3 count. I know that's his finishing move. Ethan Page kicked out. People saying how it was cool to move from Andrade when, if it's all true, he took away Rey Fenix's chance to win the tag titles. They still replaced him with LA Knights. So, not really the benefactors really taken away here. Rey Fenix will still get the push he deserves. And you still get to alternate with, LA Knight. And they were planned to win the tag titles, I heard. Was it like latenesses, or he was intending to leave? And Ethan Page picks up the victory. Sounds like a decent match. But I know this doesn't start up the show because I think we missed a whole hour. Hits him with a neck breaker while hooking him off the ropes. And Ethan Page picks up the clean victory against Tyler Breeze in a decent match with his Canadian North American Championship. Who the fuck is this luchador? Yeah, AEW does it, so that means we have to do it. Yeah, sure you do, buddy. Way too wordy. Here comes Damian Priest talking to some of the young guns on the roster. Oh my god. The amount of dick sucking. So this guy gets a shot for the NXT North American title. This is not Wesley. Who is this? And they cut him off. Grayson Waller's here. Grayson Waller effect because this guy ain't doing shit on the main roster. So you're getting Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Oscar. They're going over all the NXT greats. We'll be right back with Kalani Jordan. Yeah, like people be taking it like WWE fumbled the bag. It sucks that we didn't get any of these Andrade matches. AJ Styles versus Andrade. I think that's supposed to be Ilya Dragunov versus Andrade. Gunter versus Andrade. Chad Gable versus Andrade. Bro, no one really be asking for these matches. They'd be nice to see on an episode, but like, be for real, guys. Like, we really wishing that Andrade returns to the WWE. Don't get me wrong, decent enough talent. If you want like a great 18-minute match, 10-minute match, he's giving you a nothing burger with no psychology, just a great one-on-one. And the coolest thing Andrade does is probably that little top rope thing where he's resting around the street. Even though he'd be having great matches with Carmelo Hayes, his legendary series for the U.S. title between him and Rey Mysterio, that cool little reverse elbow he does, like their sequence, dragon screw, nothing into a fucking face breaker, bro. I don't know if this can call you can call me Unk for this, guys. I try to give the benefit of the doubt to wrestling like this. I want to, but if we're looking at the exceptions here, what you guys consider to be great work, wrestling work in the modern age, I just don't see it. I just don't see it, and that's fine. You don't have to see how I see. I don't have to see how you see. Just know nobody's watching his matches. Respectfully, if unless you watch wrestling like that, the regular audience member is not going to be shouting out Andrade. They're going to bring up Dominic Mysterio. They're going to bring up Penta. They're going to bring up guys that look like they belong in the WWE. Hell, I'd be saying that right now. If wrestling fans be saying it for me that are content creators, like there would be guys that be like, "Oh, Seth Rollins, he is not the guy." I'm seeing videos like that already. Hey, look, if you need more fans than title reigns to be world champion in the big 2025, and Seth Rollins has been in the company for a near 15 years in this point of his career, he's never going to be the guy. He's just a better Chris Jericho. Nobody wants to admit it. I brought that up over with a person that I know really well. Hold on. I think I got disconnected over to the computer mic and the. Hold on. Hello. Like if we're being completely honest, if we're keeping it a buck, Seth Rollins has been the most safest, competent in-ring star on the roster. And there's nothing wrong with that. But he's the type of guy that you don't want holding the title more than 7 months, and it feels like there's no elevation over to his storyline. Like AJ Lee is literally carrying over the relevance, or else we just get a feud that no one's asking for. They're back in Full Sail University. Won the homecomings for NXT. Oh, Obafemi and Ricky Saints. No, sir. Oh wow, the Timu Labubu Ricky Saints. I swear to God, that sounds racist when he said the ooh ooh for Omafemi. I know he has his own chance, but goddamn, pause, pause. Ricky Soft. Ooh, oh shit. Mm. Wakanda. Damn, already burying Ricky Saints. Oh shit. Bring up his relationship with Cody Rhodes. I think that's why he was released to begin with. Oh shit. Already brings up carrying the bags of Cody Rhodes. We weren't familiar with your game, brother. Oh, what is Obafemi without the title? Oh, bringing up his collegiate background. A bit of a dramatic promo by Ricky Saints. Mm. Oh shit. Ricky Saints getting passionate. I'm Ricky friggin' Saints. Oh, Trick Williams intervenes. Grayson Waller's literally live streaming this while this is already presented on a fucking Titantron. It's corny as fuck, bro. Excuse the language. Mind your business when grown folks are talking. Because Black Dynamite's gonna make everything alright. I swear that's not because of racial. We're gonna make NXT hot again. Oh, for the love of God, can we get no War Games reference? Asuka has a new. Wait, Asuka has a new tattoo. Is that a centipede? I wish that sounded more cool than it was. War Games. bro. It's so gay. TNA flops. Uh, Color of next week is gonna be Obafemi versus Trick Williams to see who will send Ricky Starks to the hospital to defend their championship. And Grayson Waller just dead ass just buried the shit out of the TNA title, saying the only reason why the TNA those letters are relevant because I just said them. Like motherfucker, damn. And I have NXT Spotlight, so it's like Raw Rewind. Charlie Dempsey. As soon as I saw this guy's picture, I already knew this guy wrestles without knee pads. Is that a problem? Come back to Japan in for a month? Oh, it's Galerius get it because Bobby Roode's in not catering. He's works as a producer. He's like an executive. Rios. It's like this. Is this whole? Is this her gimmick just being a mark for any other wrestler? As Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry. Believe in Joe Hendry. I believe. You, I know that Bobby Roode prides himself. He's giving kudos over to Joe Hendry, bringing the TNA title to WrestleMania, even though like TNA has their own prime time main show on Bound for Glory. And it's like and making and seeing you do better things on NXT, making it up in the world. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why are we burying TNA on their own product with their own belt, bro? How much are they paying TNA to compensate over their network viewers, bro? Hell, they're doing better than Collision, so I'm gonna take it back. September 27th will be No Mercy on Netflix. So Ricky Starks will possibly face either the TNA World Champion or the NXT Champion. And uh, a reference call back to the four horsewomen from Charlotte Flair. The only time that she actually looked good without any surgery after an injury. Uh, uh, Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I'll do anything for WWE stages to go back to looking like this. Yeah, you're not gonna get that back, man. He's referencing the time the Raw stage back on the first era of HD for Monday Night Raw around '08. It's probably around 2009, bro. Look at this. I wish we had stages like this again. I wish. This is tough. And the pyro sky. Here we going up tonight. Everything is right. Everything's right. We're going to the world. Stop turning and we're going to the tonight. Woo. Yeah. But you know, the more things change, the more things get worse. In certain people's perspective. Uh Missed out on some good games, even though it was a doubleheader for Sunday night. I don't know why her name is Ren Sinclair, while Charlie Dempsey, like Charlie Dempsey, this guy's thinking about going to Japan because he knows he ain't good enough for the main roster. Type shit. Type shit. So if we sum up what happened this week two, we're in the culmination of week two after the doubleheader on Monday Night Football, Texans versus Buccaneers. Buccaneers pick up their second straight win over a clutch winning drive to close up the Texans start off winless as well as the Kansas City Chiefs against their loss late Sunday football against the Philadelphia Eagles in a Super Bowl rematch from February, while the Raiders just got absolutely outclassed. They got absolutely outclassed by the goddamn LA Chargers, bro. Pivot over to the NFL real quick. Pittsburgh Steelers will play the Philadelphia Eagles. Next week, week two. Guys, don't be missing out on this NFL action. Currently, the undefeated teams still stay long, with the Cardinals picking up 2 straight wins. Shout out to TRL, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that pick up scrappy but effective offense. Probably the best gunslinger in the NFL, given less money than the 2 quarterbacks he beaten. San Francisco 49ers. Yes, the San Francisco 49ers are undefeated with 2 different quarterbacks to start the season. The defending champion Philadelphia Eagles are on a roll. Matty and Kirsten ain't looking so bad so far. LA Chargers undefeated to start off the week, yet they've played unproven competition. I'm joking. They upsetted the Kansas City Chiefs in a late drive after a clutch slide coming from Justin Herbert. Then they just demonstrated dominance in a 9-20 victory on the doubleheader against the Las Vegas Raiders. Bengals just can't keep anybody healthy, but they've been competitive. Lack of depth over in the secondary to keep it consistent against the Cleveland Browns. Late drive, that was a winnable game for the Browns over 18-17 victory. Then they clutched it over in a winning drive over the weak secondary after an inconsistent showing from Trevor Lawrence, with Jake Browning clutching over a QB sneak, picking up the victory against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bengals start off 2-0. So the Colts' new starting quarterback, after controversy of him even trying to exceed expectations with Anthony Richardson, but it seems like the Daniel Jones experiment is working. It seems like it's working. Colts are starting off with wins. Somehow, Freaky Friday with CJ Stroud, and we're already getting a Peyton Manning comparisons already for Daniel Jones after the 2 straight victories. Bills are starting off great. Micah Parsons, heavily probably one of the top defensive teams in the NFL after holding the Detroit Lions after beating Chicago by 50 something points. They held Detroit after their lack of an offensive coordinator 13-27, and then they play off against a highly anticipated matchup against another highly rated NFC East team that finished second out of the Washington Commanders, only held over to 18, pushing over 27-point deficit. Secondary and the pass rush just kept the quarterback and the receiving core is steady. Packers are looking like a great offensive team. Certain teams need to keep it up, bro. Cowboys perceivably over fraud watch after like nearly choking a hazard with like heroics over Malik Neighbors and Robinson. What could have been a Giants victory ended up in the Cowboys' fortune after a clutch kicking performance. Ended up with picking up your second win in a 40-37 shutout, bro. One of the best games of the year. And we're only 2 weeks in, bro. This is going to be a great game of football coming out of most of the teams currently in the NFL. There was also another great game out of the Saints And 49ers, even though I felt like our offensive schemes were pretty weak, it didn't look like we were covering a lot of routes around the receiving core. Around the second half, we were getting lackadaisical. Pass rush was bailing us out, and just second half jitters from the Saints offense clutch up like 26 to like 21. But Spencer Rattler ain't bad. Second string, possible consistent second string. Oh, Finn Balor's here. Coup de grace to Prince. Who's the random buffney? I think that's supposed to be Born, the half death wrestler. Finn Balor, of course, NXT legend. Poor bastard. He will never get booked as a single star again. Uh, New York Jets, they came from a competitive back and forth game in a shootout with the Steelers to just getting absolutely dog walked by the Bills. Fair enough. The Bills are one of the best teams in the NFL. People immediately shitting on Justin Fields is just unwarranted behavior over a new scheming offense against teams that could actually beat top 500 division leading teams. Crazy overhate for like a guy that could still play. Well, majorities are like growing pains. I think like fraud watches the Houston Texans. I think people are really holding over CJ Stroud's rookie year the same thing that they're doing for the Commanders' rookie quarterback. They're already pushing over high anticipation over Trevor Lawrence, even though it's shown that he's been an on and off quarterback for the past several years. It's been near 6 years after his rookie deal, pushing over the highest top five paying contract as an NFL quarterback, and he's yet to been a prolonging Pro Bowler for like majority of it. Even though he has key pieces for this Jaguar side that can actually push good offense. So I'm just very conflicted. What's really the saving grace here when you're starting off with only one just up 500 in the division with the best quarterback somehow being Daniel Jones out of a number one overall QB, an esteemed All Pro that's won a national title before, and CJ Stroud, probably the best offense in the NFC South. But if you have no offensive line, no defensive scheme, and no clock management, Texas, you're gonna end up winless. And it seems like an aggressive pass rush, a conservative quarterback that can get reads going over with dependable offense, still a good running back core with Jonathan Taylor. He's off his two starts, 43 attempts of 236 yards. Even though he hasn't been pushing over good on the rushing TD, his his yards and gains has been exceptional over 118. So, and he's been good over his receiving catches with only 77 total. So he's pushing the ball forward. They still got guys like Michael Pittman that you guys should be pushing over your fantasies late pick. With Alec Pierce, JD Giddens, they got some exceptional pieces over on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Could the Texans bounce back? Jaguars, this could be like more like the NFC South the way this goes around, but this has been an exceptional competitive start. The Colts, I know Giants fans are rooting over in the downfall, and I know people that will be rooting on the downfall to just see like Daniel Jones fall over, but it's possibly just a facility issue and not really that much of like a pragmatic offense that actually has something for your quarterback to depend on when it comes to schemes. Because he took the job from a four overall pick quarterback. Daniel Jones is a dependable starting option. Now, obviously, he's coachable. Anybody trying to blacklist Daniel Jones for doing the right thing over Anthony Richardson that's been given time, hype, starting time over his injury hiccups with the raw talent doesn't always dictate if you're going to be a caliber good quarterback. That's why we've seen quarterbacks that are past their prime around the mid 2010s still get jobs today, like Joe Flacco. You'll see an Andy Dalton. Hell, he did it for the Panthers QB last year. Bryce Young was missing over 7 games over the first half after a lot of hiccups. You fail, another guy's gonna take your job. The most winningest division currently in the NFL is currently the NFC West. That's two teams that are undefeated because they haven't played much of each other yet. The San Francisco 49ers, the Arizona Cardinals, and the Los Angeles Rams are starting off undefeated, while the Seattle Seahawks, after just shutting out the Pittsburgh Steelers in a revenge game over the after departing of their top receiver out of DK Metcalf over trade assets and getting gobsmacked. And that special teams fumble, that was absolute gank, bro. Like just absolute mess. Ugh. Got like 15 minutes left before NXT's closing out. Can we push over some NFL news? Because I think I saw a 3 to 4 week injury for Joe Burrow. They push over maximizing the offense with T. Higgins, matching near his extension with Chase. So considering like the priorities there, what are the Bengals willing to accomplish over if everything goes under? You know you're going to lose to the division of Baltimore. That's considering factor because you can't be pushing over to the long terms, or else you're going to get the Andrew Luck effect. Mystico versus MJF. They're still wrestling each other, bro. Third member of Pretty Deadly is crazy. Come on, Jamal. Come on, Jamal. That guy will be in catering. Even though like Pretty Deadly, what was the last time Pretty Deadly? Has Pretty Deadly made an appearance on SmackDown? They're still supposed to be a SmackDown roster. They're supposed to be over in that tag division. They'd be getting number one spots, but I don't think I saw them with the tag titles. DIY matched up against Trick Williams and who else? DIY go back to where they belong. They're patting each other over on the back. Tommaso Ciampa cut off his beard. The Kansas City Chiefs on more of a fraud watch, bro. Because they've looked rugged in the second half of games. They either can't penetrate around the field like they used to. They have a lack of offensive depth around the running back core. Like they have a lack of reliability and clutch factor around the receiving core as well. Red zone drop around that second half for Travis Kelce was abysmal. This is what happens when you have no motion in the ocean. There has to be an ocean for the motion when you pick Taylor Swift, Travis. Like, goddamn. It gets embarrassing. Because now AFC champions are winless to start over the division while the Chargers are flying high. Even though I feel like certain calibers of regular season wins with the same roster won't always partake in postseason success. We've seen this before with the Bills. They were the only team around the regular season to upset the Chiefs after the opening night of last season. Marquise Brown, over his 2 starts, has been ass. Only catching a 40-yard long with a 55% success rate over his receiving. Even though he's been a top first down option, just check downs and being the top receiving option over on the offense. Travis Kelce only with 101 receiving yards. barely being an offensive threat around the red zone, mostly using just either sneaks or bailouts off scrambles with a poor offensive line from Patrick Mahomes. You forget Juju Smith-Schuster was even there. Or Isaiah Pacheco. Bro, it's been sad. Because they've been trying to rotate over with Kareem Hunt. Their pass rush can't even bail them over because how old they are. And I know everybody's wishing on the downfall of the Chiefs dynasty, but come on, bro. Oh! Not my mommy. Cut that off. Cut that off. Don't clip that. Ooh! And a senton. Wait, so is this the main event? Stephanie Vaquera is here. Like Stephanie Vaquera, Valkyria. Mommy herself, you know who it is. I guess the main event's a women's 6-women tag. And everybody's just gooning over her chest tattoo with Rhea Ripley. I don't think Ricky Starks even needs the NXT title to get over. It's already been debunked that you don't need the NXT championship to really elevate yourself over on the roster. Bobby Roode literally just does. Oh, remember Glorious? Glorious. Do we have a comeuppance over Jonathan Kaminga? Because deadline is literally around October 1st, and beat is locked in. Type shit. Steve Kerr's reportedly prepared to suit up and fill a roster spot amid ongoing tension with Jonathan Kaminga. Bro. Either get the contract before he pushes over a team for a certified deal where you get no. If you don't feel like Jonathan Kaminga is that particular option as a long-term piece that can pass over 2027, because everything's a given, you're not going to get Draymond Green come 2028. I dare you to tell me otherwise. Jonathan Kaminga probably is not the undersuit. You've trying to make top overall picks. He's lucky to at least get an NBA title ring around his rookie year. I'm not saying that the guy's all NBA potential, but I'm at least saying that you could have got a bit more of a bang for your buck, or at least extend him over a team-friendly max before the second apron hit around the near future. Steph Curry's gone. When Draymond Green's gone, you guys only have Gary Payton Jr. left. Kevon Looney been gone since this offseason. Moses Moody. It's time for either a complete overhaul or you're thugging it out until next season and see who's going to stay, who's going to leave. There's a cycle that makes Jimmy Butler on a team feels like it's Jose Mourinho. Like, I'm being really serious. Warriors like hurting themselves. They like hurting their fans. You can't tell me otherwise, fam. I'll be right back, folks. I'm going to grab something real quick. Hold on. The background music here. Oh, they don't have. We'll be right back. Apologies, I have to grab my food. 6-woman tag still going on. Oh, Becker with some gut wrench powerbomb. Going for the hot tag. And here comes Stephanie Becker with a crossbody. Oh no. Oh no, and Booker T's on commentary. Oh no. I know I was commentating on SmackDown, man, but I gotta be here for the Stephanie Becker match. I just gotta. Oh no. And this is Hot Tag 2, fam. But they cut off Stephanie and go straight for a double leg breaker. 1, 2, near fall. Ripley coming to try to break it up, but the kick out immediately was back her. Hot tags, Rhea Ripley. Into a lariat. A chain of 3 lariats. 7-star super kick. Into a barrel roll. And look at the lack of enthusiasm from the fans, knowing like their top female stars going ham. No one's like, everybody just clapping. Becker and Ripley working together. double back body suplex into a face plant. Oh, nah. The simps are gonna go. Oh! But Valkyria trying to join in too. Oh, never mind. Valkyria just cuts her off of a drop kick off the second rope. Oh, no. They're both trying to do the ass spot, aren't they? No. Yep. Yep. Archer. Oh, my fault. Booker T is gonna goon. Booker T is gonna goon, folks. Yeah. Oh, hits her face first over to the commentary table. I forgot, who's that, Paisley? One of them trying to run away. But a back fist to bring her back inside the ring. Ripley trying to hit her for Riptide. And that will end it. 2, 3, it's over. Main roster ladies can't get the NXT bitches over. I mean, gradually, that makes sense. In the grand scheme of things, NXT was always built by the women, they say. Oh, the BBL baddies going at it. Booker T staying his pants. I really thought that was Elektra Lopez. I thought she got released, though. And that's going to close off NXT. Oh, what? Trick Williams still colliding over with Obafemi. Wishing each other luck. You can stream NXT on Facebook. I mean, on Netflix. But I thought it was also primarily on the CW. What's poppin', Swerve? My fault, bro. How are you doing, man? My fault, brother. I was trying to prioritize because I didn't hear from much. But how you doing? Damian Priest heard you're a good wrestler. Like, what the yeah, what the fuck was that about? Boring, yo. Damian Priest, bro, where Triple H's standards gotta... He gotta find, like, the guys that can't do a promo better than him. And be like, I want that guy in my show. They can't outstage me when I'm the authority figure. Like, who's the young guy he was talking to? He was like, I just went over to the back, and guess what? You get an NXT North American shot at the title come No Mercy. Like, he a best buddy. Like, Damian Priest, show him that this wrestling shit ain't simple. Being in the WWE ain't simple. At all. Like, it's gotta be the most disinteresting guy. Did Sami Zayn have something to say this entire show? And then it ended with an underwhelming bumblefuck NXT 6-women tag that had the main roster women get over. At least they did the double ass thing. I saw the Tyler Breeze versus Ethan Page match. That wasn't that bad. Jamal put up something involving him joining the Pretty Deadly so they can eat catering together. I'm sure this will pop a decent rating because they have main roster guys that will never get over among the main roster. What happened, bro? The NXT roster is so mid, bro. I heard you're a good wrestler. Like, what? Dull wrestlers, bro. I can't. NXT promos straight out of WWE 2K. Yep, you're right. You are absolutely right. David Punishment Martinez, like let's say you're at your Arkham Asylum name. Punishment Martinez, you butt buddies with Triple H, bro. There's no shot you have that frame and you have no charisma. Damian Priest, Sami Zayn cameo because I missed the first hour. All you guys trying to support the women's revolution, yet the top star is there because you gooned her. Stop being frauds, please. And Asuka showing up with the centipede tattoo. Interesting. Like, who is... I heard about Miles Bourne. Like, who on this... Bro. Either call up Ricky Saints so he can get buried, or Obafemi so he can be the next Apollo Crews. Hey, Trick, well, they just ended the show. Oh, okay, because William Regal, like, they have to, like, PCify William Regal's importance into how NXT was as an authority figure, even though Ava strictly has this job because of nepotism. Out of Regal that knows how to deal with guys and the boys, can teach the young generation. You just get this bitch that's on her phone automatically while having a conversation with one of the more important figures in the wrestling business. Just for Trick and Obafemi to just say, let the best man win. While the number one contender should already have a claim on the belt that supports the brand. It's stupid to me, bro. I just don't. And it sucks, too, because I like Trick. Trick is a great talent. I like Obafemi. Ricky Saints is getting wasted, in my opinion. Triple H and Shawn Michaels really got to go over their philosophy. Because if you're telling me Damian Priest was main roster ready, I'd rather go back to season 1 of NXT when we were just doing game shows. Because either than the silly game show events, they were going over promos, gimmicks, improv, shit that you need in the wrestling business. Especially for WWE product. Because it was all improvised and based over your personality. And that wasn't more enforced than when Miz was burying Daniel Bryan as a plucky underdog because he didn't fit over the WWE mold. And Miz was the great example of from nothing to something. Using his talking ability and using his, intuitiveness to build up something for himself. And now he's like one of the standards of the WWE. Yet Triple H finds guys like Seth Rollins that out of his 17 factions and her girlfriends that consistently enough have more of Adam's apple than him can't get over while he's a world champion, bro. They've tried in 5 different occasions. I don't know why you guys bring Seth Rollins like he's the face of the company. Seth Rollins is just a modern day Chris Jericho of the main roster. Damn. I had to hydrate after that. Then you have Finn Balor. Brings up his OG music, knowing this is the only place where he gets to hear legitimate cheers for himself in unison. In Full Sail, where he gets the biggest pop in a big stadium. Because this would be the only place where people could recognize this Finn Balor. Let me just do another double drop kick. I'm like, shut your bitch ass up, bro. Who else showed up? I know the most clip part is going to be Stephanie Becker and Rhea Ripley doing the Devil's Kiss, where they literally go in doing a cross scissors, a leg scissors, a head scissors, spin around and shaking that ass while bouncing their head on their face. God bless America. Different reaction when Charlotte says women been carrying the NXT. Just as everything we already knew about WWE NXT. Yeah. Tessa Blanchard is the same as you, bro. Do we really take Charlotte Flair as a legit face of the women's division when it's all said and done? Even though she's like a 15-time women's champion. She's 16-time at this point? Like, bro, Ty Dillinger is still here, bro. Who's really elevated? Who's really elevating themselves on the NXT brand? And they're concerned about getting televised ratings? Nigga, get your guys over. Because the Undisputed Era is y'all evolution. The Undisputed Era is y'all evolution. Somebody tries to sound different than the Undisputed Era is better than Evolution. Y'all dick sucking. Y'all just trying to be different. Respectfully. Like, y'all saying that these twerps that are barely 5'10" in shoes are better than Evolution. And you can push past bias aside. I can resent that. I understand. But brother, Jesus Christ. No one can recognize a promo unless they do a hard Google search on what Adam Cole said to Karrion Kross. And even though Adam Cole had some outstanding matches, no one's denying these guys like ring work. Their caricature was not going to last outside of the realm of NXT. That's why most of them floundered around over to AEW, where they could do more for less and get injured for it. Adam Cole, I bet his career is going to be over in 3 years. Kyle O'Reilly, no one's searching up Kyle O'Reilly matches on Collision. Roderick Strong, holy shit, I forgot he's part of a faction. Bobby Fish is out of the space of wrestling in the wrestling realm. Where's Bobby Fish? He couldn't even hack it on TNA. That's how bad he was. Even Matt Riddle made a name for himself over at MLW after everything's said and done, after he fumbled over with his opportunities on the main roster. When you're tagging with one of the key faces of the roster out of Randy Orton. At least Riddle made someone over a reputation, even though he wasn't practically over. With the locker room, he always had issues disputing with legends over in the roster like Goldberg, but at least Riddle had a presentable look. He had a distinct character, even though it was a bit more influenced with Rob Van Dam. Yet you have the whole, this is y'all evolution. What is this? The mid, and the mid. All I know about these niggas are they all were part of Ring of Honor. Bruh. That is depressing. Like everybody's gonna pop when Adam Cole comes back on NXT, or if William Regal says War Games. And he just spammed it on Triple H for no fucking reason. TNA roster at NXT, WWE NXT next week. Like, yeah, because like Grayson Waller buried the shit out of TNA, bro. Well, like Trick Will is still y'all champion, bro. like dead ass. And then you guys just resentfully say backhanded comments, like nobody be referencing TNA unless I reference them, illustrating that the brand isn't relevant until the bigger brand brings it up. That is disrespectful as a whole, especially over in an 8 partnership that's practically a second-hand loop for guys under contract to still be working. That's why we're seeing Nick Nemeth there, Fandango there. Hell, it wouldn't surprise me to see Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Niggas that we don't even know if they're back over in Japan. That's how irrelevant they are. No one's looking up New Japan now. Hell, New Japan doesn't even have one of their key exclusive contractors winning their major shit now. Like the G1 Climax. You know who's winning it? It's still a Japanese wrestler, but he's primarily AW exclusive. Like, who's that G1 winner? Konosuke Takeshita. Y'all not getting your fed over. I hate how y'all... There's so much wrestling to watch, but it doesn't sound like you guys are innately promoting your brand. At all, fam. And I'm not saying that over a source of pessimism, like anybody expects me to do, but it sounds like wrestling fans want to shoot themselves in the foot. How come in this background it sounds like somebody drinking water? Bruh. Anybody has any optimism for WrestlePalooza? Because statistically speaking, AJ Lee, other than getting the recreational viral moment, don't get me wrong, it's awesome to see AJ Lee again. I don't know if it's practically pushing over that much of a marquee that people expect, especially, and no disrespect, I'm not trying to push the sex agenda around. I would love to see AJ Lee back. But I don't know if that's going to pop over the advanced audience like it was expected, like it was at our Truth segment with Brock Lesnar. And you don't know if you're trying to push over this Jekyll and Hyde segment with Ron Killings and our Truth, or what you're doing with Valkyria and Bayley, bro. Like, come on. But I know more people are going to be watching WrestlePalooza than All Out. We know that's for certain. Even though there's more matches for All Out. Like, no one's taking away that the regular audience are going to just innately see John Cena, one of his last matches against one of his toughest opponents with Brock Lesnar. Even though there's not much of a storyline ahead, even though the shoot promo Cena gave. And then you're going to get AJ Lee making her pay-per-view return after like a decade off. Like, I think people haven't even seen AJ wrestle since WrestleMania 31. Like, that's how long it was, bro. Since WrestleMania 31, then I think her last televised match was on an episode of Raw. Like the post-Mania Raw. That's how long it's been. You're not gonna take away from that moment. Fans are gonna love to see that. Like, nobody wants to see 60-year-old Christian Cage and 60-year-old Adam Cope go against FTR. If you're telling me more people are excited to see Finn Balor back on NXT than him part of the Judgment Day, we are losing our shit in the wrong places. James Storm in the opening of NXT Homecoming. I forgot James Storm when he signed with NXT. What was that, 2015? No one will survive. It's Rebel. So Team DIY comes separately. Yeah. So DIY was in the tag match against Trick Williams and such and such. Finn Balor made a show up. Yeah, I expect it to do relatively decent. Bro, is that Jordan Grace? I swear she looks more trans the more we go over to her surgeries, bro. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick, Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. I think that was from that show Empire that flopped after like 3 seasons. And Charlotte Flair just mocking Ty Dillinger. No, I think they call him Adam Spears still. Sean Spears. Do they still call him Sean Spears? God. And then we got Dynamite next week. Do we have any? No, tomorrow's AEW Dynamite. Any anticipation there for that show? Usually now they like release a card every week. How much I get in depth of AEW? They just reaping on the content's downfall. They be going over content creators. Local college graduation took place in the same building. It had more people than the Dynamite will have tomorrow. Congrats, Fansaw grads. Yo. So Fansaw graduates filled Canada Life Place as college kicks off 2024 convocation. 5,550 students met all requirements to graduate. College official says. Okay. While AEW Dynamite current setup was only 3,494, with only 315 tickets available. And this was when they were still over in. No, this was when they were Canada a lot. They weren't in Philadelphia anymore. And this is for tomorrow's tape. They don't do taping, right? So they just literally picked out a college graduation ceremony was more filled up than a marquee televised wrestling event. Bro, I'm being dead ass. I can't with you people. I can't. It's funny. Fix it. Do not answer. Wear deodorant. Shower in the last 24 hours. All out, Toronto. The slander is a lot. The slander is a lot, folks. I'm being serious with you. You don't know how degenerate wrestling fans are. You don't know how unkempt certain wrestling fans are. And look, I thought wrestling fans were like NFL fans when I was younger. It's like we like our specific guy. We're super fans. We have a specific wrestler or a certain fed. We're civil, but we support one another. We respect the craft. No, it's not. Erie Sterling. Andrade moved to alumni. Andrade is gone from WWE. Fightful Selected has confirmed. Put it on our radar. He was moved to an alumni section. That he might be finished up. Yeah, this was already confirmed around a couple days ago. Yeah, we still don't know the confirmation of the exact reason why Andrade Cien Almas has been released. I'm trying to get full context. I understand certain information won't be displayed yet, but if we're still figuring out that Sean Ross Sapp is primary source, he should go to TNA? No. Waste and a shame. Hell no, bro. This is your second release, my nigga. You did something wrong. You got fired twice. It's like getting divorced twice if you're a dude. Well, I know it's my fault, but what was her problem? Like, Did she not like my 5-star classics in bed that only last a couple seconds? Shut your bitch ass. At least they recouped from 2 weeks ago when they were like 400,000, 584, not bad. It's almost a wrap. They did better than 2 weeks ago. Videos get better every week, bruh. 3 weeks straight under 600,000. Hell, 1 week of 500,000. When you add the max numbers, Dynamite has over 10 million. This is the guy you guys prioritize your validation of professional wrestlers are. Just saying. I'm just saying. That's what we promote our high standard of a quality match. The same man that doesn't give Kurt Angle a 5-star. He brings up how much you need to validate legitimacy in the wrestling business. This is getting too much. Honestly, I'm very close to whatever. I'm just saying it. Getting to be a bit too much NXT. I guess it was over the comments of burying TNA, a lot of moments burying TNA. Shout out to Steve Callan. He still does content creation with pro wrestling and other news. Look him up. His NXT reviews is on his channel. That's Steve Callan. He just uploaded. And I guess Seth Rollins was on ESPN. Okay. I'm a visionary.
Rollins, the world heavyweight champion 6 times over. I am the greatest superstar, not just of my generation, but of any.
Just hear Seth Rollins, and it just feels like you're hearing like a Muppet. It never feels like you're hearing a pro wrestler. Seth Rollins sounds like that guy that always be glazing LeBron James. I know he used to be on Fox Sports. I think you guys know who he is. It's not Ian Rappaport. It's somebody else. And I'm like hearing this, and it's like, when are we gonna get like Roman Reigns or somebody back? Like, come on, be for real.
Generation in the
and I don't know how the fuck you get 100,000, pay your pension off, and you still have a house. You still have a down payment on that house you need to cover up. How are you guys making this much money to pay for WrestleMania tickets? Brother, the World Cup is next year. Save up for that. Save up for something that you have guys sacrificing themselves for the play for their country. Win y'all a World Cup. No, let me waste 70,000 on a mid 2-day show, bro. Once in a lifetime, yet there's 2 days of it. Only list he's on top of is being one of the worst drawing world champs. And goddamn, Jay, in history with Kofi Kingston. Oh my god. Somebody said it. Somebody said it. Any of y'all are longtime viewers of the channel. I have done a terrible job burying the shit out of Kofi Kingston. Franklin, all due respect, I do not know who you are. And I don't think I've ever displayed my Discord before for content reasons. That I might look into.
Of this company, when it's all said and done, when I hang up the boots, when I put the robe on the shelf for the very last time, I will be on the Mount Rushmore of this industry, no question about it. That's what I bring to the table. I'm the Stephen A. Smith of WWE.
I like
if you
that.
will.
I mean,
There you go.
The Stephen A. Smith. Nobody fucks with Stephen A. Smith. You have that motherfucker calling Molly Curran his work wife. Stephen A's a fucking weirdo. Uber casual, illegitimate, loudmouth, echo chamber, media darling of ESPN. ESPN's Stephen A's a bitch nigga. Respectfully, I'm sorry. I respect his work ethic of just being a dog munching twat that is a fake Knicks fan. Fuck Stephen A. Smith. Respectfully, and fuck Seth Rollins. Not even because he's a good heel. Nigga's mid. Seth Rollins never been a draw. Ever. He is the Jeff Jarrett of the modern era. He is he's a Chris Jericho of the modern era. He's a guy that you can put the belt on, but he doesn't move the needle. But he's good enough to get heat enough so you can get the top face over. Nobody wants to admit that about CM Punk. Nobody wants to admit that about Seth Rollins. You wish I was being honest, bro. You wish I could be nicer. I do not rate Seth Rollins. I know how outstanding he is in the ring. I fought my favorite matches with him and John Cena when they were battling for the WWE and United States Championship around the middle of the summer back in 2015. I know his great matches he had with Roman Reigns back at the Royal Rumble, and then his match with him in the Money in the Bank back in 2016. I've seen his work. Astounding upper mid-carder. Could be great with the world champion. They have failed with him several times to be that uber dependable guy. He just Dolph Ziggler if he was on Triple H's dick for plus 10 years. Nobody wants to admit that. Never a good psychological worker. Don't forget the times he costed Sting the rest of his career. People thought he wouldn't be wrestling again after his incident. Always in drama. Being incredibly more outspoken about the vets that made guys like Seth Rollins even push as a standard in the wrestling business, involving his vocal ripping of CM Punk, what he did legitimately burying legends like Hulk Hogan under the tutelage of the most Triple H guy on the roster. Why is Triple H your head booker, bro? I need somebody right now. I know Swerve was here earlier. If there's anybody that's an advocate of Triple H still being the top creative on the roster, please let me know. I'm here. Unlike your fathers, I'm here. Because just trying to tolerate just the absolute unseriousness of the booking, repetitive safeness, no needle moving, the face of the company not really being distinguished, it gets fucking dull at times, bruh. It doesn't feel like I'm watching a full televised product. And then you have most of these guys that can't cut a fucking promo, bro. Other than Trick Williams, I'd rather you making me miss Rick Boogs, and you're telling me the thing you guys can expect is a TNA versus NXT War Games invasion feud, knowing who's gonna get over, who's benefiting off this collaboration. And Seth Rollins has no media presence to be on ESPN. ESPN's already a dead medium, just just sucking over the financial teats of Disney, bro. Like, this is your face of the business, bro. If this was Kofi Kingston being WWE champion or World's Heavyweight champion, and he has to push over as a media presence, I bet they'd make it racial. I don't see color. You'll see Triple H say the same thing. I swear, wrestling fans have such a double standard. It has to be documented. I don't see color. Montez, I'm sorry, you're just not getting over this week. I'm Carmelo Hayes. Oh shit, my fault, brother. I don't even look like MVP. Oh my god. Does he think I was MVP for the past 6 years? Yeah. Oh my god. And then you see this whole segment saying he's the Stephen A of the WWE. This nigga does not draw, even with AJ Lee coming over here to return. They try dressing him like he is the best man in a gay wedding. They tried having him be the underling of his own wife. Bro, it gets dull. Like, it gets super dull, bro. Tyrese Halliburton sneaker is coming in. The Opal colorway. I can't wait. It sucks what happened. His torn Achilles in the NBA championship. A possible Game 7 clutch victory if he could have upsetted the Thunder. I might save up to get a pair. I mess around with Tyrese Halliburton's game. Hopefully he's healthy next year. I know he'll probably be out recovering. Jason Tatum's walking after his torn Achilles against the New York Knicks. Oh, shout out to Disco Inferno. Shout out to keeping it 100. Him and legendary Luchador Conan be doing content, speaking their opinions on the business. You probably remember Disco Inferno and Conan from the NWO Wolfpack Ayala OG. Like, are you beating that ass? What else Jamal has? Jay has. Damn. Like, damn. Like, Seth Rollins, like, I saw like a 1.2, bro. Trolling on this night on Twitter was peak prime when he got squashed by Brock Lesnar after like what, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or 18 seconds. Like, realistically looking at this, did you guys think Kofi had a chance? Like honestly speaking, not even theoretically speaking. And I know like a content creator like weightlifts and saying Brock Lesnar is just overrated. He's never been a great wrestler. Only had a couple moves like that stopped you liking John Cena. And then you dicks like John Cena. Like, I swear some of y'all frauds, like, y'all been fans watching John Cena for the past 15 to 20 years, and then you niggas pick it up like, oh, I messed around with John Cena back in 2015. Like, shut the fuck. I'm sorry, bro. John Cena from 2015 was still the biggest star on the roster, even when they try to push around the title for Seth Rollins. That he's still the same guy from that year. The only difference is he wears fruitier clothing. It's sad. Honestly speaking, standalone year of Seth Rollins when he was the top face of the company never worked. It never worked. Hold on.
Welcome to Homecoming.
Thank you so much.
How's it feel being back?
So Sami Zayn, former NXT champion, built a reputation before coming to the main roster. Let's see what he has to say. The current United States champion, been on the main roster since 2015. Let's see the astounding character that is Sami Zayn since then.
back at Full Sail?
Crazy. This is actually, it's kind of emotional for me. I don't know. I just walked in here and I was just flooded with so many memories. Actually, one of my favorite matches I've ever had was in this building, winning the NXT championship. I'm just reminded of that time, you know, coming up, and there was just so many people, so much potential. But to be honest with you, I feel that even today. I feel like there's so much potential in this building right now.
Is there anyone in particular that stands out to you?
As a matter of fact, there is. There's somebody that kind of reminds me of myself, and I guess Ava sees it too, and that's Javon Evans.
Whoa, hey, whoa, Kelly, you should leave. Ava's wrong, and so are you. Javon Evans is a kid. He hasn't earned.
And the Javon Evans glazing continues.
A thing in this business yet. I got no pity on him. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, and Javon Evans.
Come on, guys.
He built like a cigarette, bro. Jameis on all my fantasy teams, bro. Not sure the final NFL transaction you could never hit harder than Bengals trade for Jameis Winston. And Jameis Winston, he's perennial third string because I think Jackson Dart is practically second string and anointed, even though Jameis should be taking over a second string. But it wouldn't surprise me because he's still practically a second string caliber quarterback at his age, currently speaking. And knowing the situation with the Bengals, all you need is a guy with an arm to just hit Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. That's all you need in Mike Gesicki. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if I get 3 interceptions and 3 touchdowns off Jameis Winston just to beat Baltimore. Oh, y'all heard about what happened in that Demon Slayer film? If you guys don't know what Demon Slayer is, it's an anime involving guys with swords, samurai swords, killing demons, calling themselves Demon Slayers. So they had this film that came out just a while ago, a few days ago. And then there was a guy relieving himself in a public area where children are watching it. Like Demon Slayer is something like it's like Dragon Ball Z inspired. Like it's by the same people that promote Dragon Ball Z. I'm sure you guys heard of Dragon Ball Z before. So this is by the same people called Shonen Jump that produce shows like this. And then some guy relieved himself while children are watching with their families, and he got jumped. Brock caught hands, justifiably so. Like, that was uncalled for. That was absolutely inappropriate. In front of children, disgraceful behavior. He should learn better. Hopefully this doesn't happen again when we're watching films. When a guy's pulling down his goddamn pants, relieving himself, when people are trying to enjoy a film with their friends and family. And I'm not even much of a Demon Slayer fan. But I feel like anybody should be enjoying the movie. If you're trying to, like, relieve yourself and you can't help the urge, nigga, do it in the car. Do it in the bathroom. Do that in front of a picture of your favorite auntie, like a weirdo you are. Ongoing rant aside, like, damn. NXT is gonna shit kick the fuck ass mud show next week. That's a bit graphic. I'm not going cap. Once again, I laugh at the fact that she does this foolishness and yet she ran from WWE because she had to take a pie to the face. Yeah, Toni Storm. Timeless Toni Storm, like, has she fumbled the bag objectively? Paramount is preparing to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. Huh.
And I guess AW isn't involved. Oh, what is this? Streets are saying they're gonna be in TNA Invasion Thoughts. Oh god, that'd be so sad. There's gonna be no ratings. That's the equivalent to like hell. Even though, don't get me wrong, the 2001 Invasion storyline involving WCW, WWF, and ECW. No one's gonna deny the capitalization of the roster was a massive, like, fumbling point of what happened. Objectively speaking, they had the facilities to make it work if it wasn't for the buyout clauses involving some of the contract disputes. Because all Kevin Nash and Sting, Hulk Hogan, even I think Jeff Jarrett, just had to sit on their ass and wait before the contracts expired. If they just held out over the contractual dispute involving the deals with Time Warner, they could have held on and made the storyline work. You still had 1 year of the Attitude Era. Could have blew off Hogan. Could have blew off Steve Austin as a top heel, knowing that The Rock was still like the top star over on the era of the Attitude Era. You still had The Undertaker. You could have just bought out and made ECW up and comers and just affiliated them to choose sides over the past skirmishes and innate fights with WCW. It just made it primarily WCW because no one's gonna legitimately, all due respect, they're not gonna really take over guys like Sabu, Taz, and RVD because that'd be the equivalent of CZW stars getting over on Steve Austin. And like the only legitimate top over star around that time from ECW that fans even resonated with was Rob Van Dam. His wrestling style was so innovative at the time, has such a likable personality, and such a favorable move like the 5-star frog splash with his multi-kick maneuvers. Always made it so versatile and fun to watch. So of course Rob Van Dam was going to resonate more over with the fans that are used to the more punch and sell type of traditional wrestling style that was more theatric. The only person even close to that was like Jeff Hardy. But you're trying to do that with TNA? That's like, who's the biggest star still? Like, objectively speaking, not the champion, because you're the champion doesn't mean that you're the ace of the show. We know that. It's either Moose. It used to be Josh Alexander, but he was really that vocal of personality on the roster. At all, bro. So it's got to be either like Josh Alexander, Moose, or Nick Nemeth. They still have the top faction on the roster. You still have the Hardys, even though they are primarily going to be well known for their time on WWE. People are going to pop when they see the Hardys. So how you're pushing over this invasion? That's the thing. People are not going to really conflict their feelings to get used to. I don't know. I'm going to close it off here. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. That's it from the DSD show. Enjoy the rest of the night you have left. Oh, wait.